right, Will Hodgman.
Well, I have to correct you, David. You've made this claim twice at least this week, and it's not true. We were not critical of your support, the government's support for protecting jobs in Tasmania. And as much as you say it, let's stick to a debate of facts and a true battle of ideas. We believe that there is a great opportunity in Tasmania to use the current economic challenges and the difficult decisions we're now having to contemplate in a positive and productive way. Let's look seriously at things like tax reform in this state. Let's look seriously at things like the size of our public sector. Let's look at things like the size of our parliament and not be afraid to tackle these issues now. There's no better time, and there's nothing worse than a political leader who says, I understand there's a problem out there, but I'm not going to tackle it because there's an election coming up and it'll do my political party damage. Tasmania will be done a disservice if we adopt that sort of approach. We need to have these debates, and if we can do it now, we'll be better placed when we come out of the economic downturn for a more prosperous and sustainable future.
Thank you. A final rebuttal on this from Nick McKim.
Well, just quickly, you've all been invited to go to a lot of websites today, and I urge you to do that when you leave here. But look, the TDA guidelines that David refers to, and contrary to what he said, I have read them. They are effectively motherhood statements, and in fact there's one in there that says that not all the criteria even need to be met before financial assistance is given. We need rigour, we need budget discipline, we need governments acting in the long-term interests of the Tasmanian people. And I want to bring something else to your attention. You may have seen it in the media over the last 24 hours. We've got the regulatory authorities investigating Hydro Tasmania for anti-competitive behaviour at the moment. Now, this is a disincentive to private sector investment into appropriate renewable energy generation in this state. Ultimately, it risks driving our power prices up when what we should be doing for businesses, for people and families is doing everything we can to bring them down.
All right, gentlemen, that ends the putting of arguments and so on for now. And I will just very quickly introduce you to the expert panel, the working lunch. You can't see them, so it doesn't matter, but down the front here, Amanda Quealy from the Hobart Clinic, Andrew Heap from Shepherd and Heap, Bruce Felmingham, who you would all know, I'm sure, and John White from Delta Hydraulics. And thank you again for your input this afternoon. The panel will put a question, and each of the three leaders will have a minute to respond to the question. The first question is on demographics and ageing. So who is asking the question? Amanda, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. One of the things that we struggle with on a daily basis is not only a diminishing pool of workers to provide services, but an ageing workforce. And our hospital is no different to many other aged or aged care providers or hospitals, which has an average age of about 52. And we're not seeing younger people coming into those industries to replace those people when they retire in the future. So how do you propose to meet the increasing needs for healthcare, increasing needs for aged care services with our influx of older people coming? They are going to have a greater requirement for services down the track. And how do you propose to meet those challenges of an ageing workforce, a diminishing labour pool, and in fact an increase in demand for services?
David Bartlett, 60 seconds.
Thank you. The answer to your question lies in two parts. The first is we do need to do more with less. That is, we cannot totally turn around, no matter what promises of population gimmicks they might give you, the fact that we have fewer young people in our demography. Therefore, we need to skill them better. Therefore, we have reformed our post-year 10 environment to ensure that grade 10 school leavers can directly go into a vocational course on home and community care, aged care, child care, all of those service areas where there are opportunities for young people but a skills shortage. We also must attract more young people back here, but the facts of the matter are we need to do more with less, and that's why I'm pleased. A 12% increase in enrolments in our polytechnic campuses and 400 extra apprentices signed on through the Tasmanian Skills
I'll
Institute.
stop you there. Thank you very much. Will Hodgman.
We've got the skewed demographic. It is a time bomb and we need to find a way to diffuse it. There are challenges but also opportunities, and undoubtedly in aged care, for one, there is a wonderful opportunity for Tasmanians to pursue a career that is very much a growth industry. We need to improve our skills base, and investment, as I say, by government in skills and education training is absolutely essential and will always be supported by my political party. But we do also, as I say, need to have a concerted, strategic and well-resourced approach to dealing with our population and demographic issues. David keeps suggesting that a population strategy is a gimmick. It's not, it's a necessity. What is a gimmick is giving the 500,000 Tasmanian a carton of beer. We need to do a lot more than that, and getting a plan locked in and set some targets is one way of addressing this demographic time bomb.
All right, thank you very much, Will. 60 seconds, Nick McKim.
Thanks, Amanda. Really good question. The issues you raise aren't just limited to the health sector, of course. They're a challenge economy-wide and community-wide. I agree with David about skilling, really important. The only one of David's post-Year 10 reforms that the Greens supported was the Tasmanian Skills Institute for that very reason. But again, I go back to the unique lifestyle competitive advantage that we have in this state that will allow us to attract skilled people from around the world, because we can't wait for our people to skill up and go through the system. We need to attract skilled people from around the world, and our main competitive advantage is the livability of our state, the livability of our cities, and our unique natural assets. That's why when David and Will talk, well, we've got the cleanest air in the world, I turn around and say to them, why do you want to build a wood-fired power station just around the coast that will actually clearly destroy our capacity to claim to have the cleanest air in the world?
All right, thank you very much, Nick. Now, the next question, which Will, you'll answer first this time around, comes from Andrew Heap. Andrew, thank you.